right to a United
so
player.
I don't know that for sure. Yeah. And the big thing is also it's okay if your goal kick goes 60 yards. It's okay if Vancouver gets it back because they have 60 yards to get back to goal.
Yeah.
Where if it's being kicked out of bounds like 40 yards up, they get a throw in and they're closer to goal. I mean, I think those things, in fact, that 70-yarder that I remember you turning around and pointing at me, I don't remember if that actually was completed or not.
It probably wasn't.
I don't think
but
it
got it out of the zone.
Yeah.
And his, you said, that quick pass, when he gets it and throws it quick, with Bobby, I was like, he'd get it, and then he'd be like talking to people and trying to work things out. I'm going, no, you're giving the defense, the guys, too much time to kind of do their thing. Just get it out.
Yeah, you can tell that Manone is watching the field, understanding where his teammates are, and trying to predict where to go.
Yeah.
And that's huge. Yeah.
So, to close, guys, last night's win was great. Again, we were at Finnegan's with True North Elite, Corey and Zach, right?
Zach, yeah.
Those guys are great. We talked to them a little bit. I want to point out Max and his gal, I think it's Gina.
I think that's what it was.
Who we talked to last night for an extended period of time. They sat next to us. Great to talk to you guys. Hope you listen to the podcast. We did not mention Johnny was there.
Johnny was there.
I forgot to mention that when we were talking about this. Johnny was there, sitting with us.
The newest member of the True North Elite.
The newest member.
Yes.
He did join True North Elite last night because he wanted a scarf.
Right.
You know, and then the funny thing was, so he joins it. They had joined online, and then they had any scarves left.
Right.
So he's mad, but then they found a scarf, and then he got a scarf.
Well, and he went out and bought a scarf.
Yeah.
Before they found a scarf.
Yeah.
So now he went home with 3 scarves.
Scarves,
He ended up with 3
yeah.
scarves. Yeah, I remember trying to take one off of him.
He was very into the whole scarf thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I mean, I agree with him. I like the scarf that he bought. But seriously, Sarah would kill me if I came home with another scarf. I came home last night. I was like, "Hey, I got my member scarf," and she's like, "Seriously?"
No.
She rolled her eyes at me, and
I
was like,
I'm cool with one scarf. This is all I need. You know, I don't need to have 15 scarves.
"Yeah, probably not."
I mean, when this one gets a little old, I'll get a new one. But
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
the Cityscape one.
the
Isn't it?
Cityscape one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
that's the
this
one I have,
Yeah,
too.
this is
I
a good
love
one.
it.
Yeah. But again, thanks to True North Elite for letting us join them at their little thing at Finnegan's. It was great.
All of them were super friendly.
Yep, all of them super friendly. So we're going to take a break, guys. When we come back, we're going to talk about some other soccer stuff. There was a letter to soccer MLS supporters from Don Garber that went out in emails, which I found very interesting. Sterling has a snake story to talk about that has to do with ATMs and snakes, which is going to be interesting. And we have some other things I think we should probably bring up. A trip that we're going to be taking here in the next couple months. It's not our secret trip. It's another trip that we're taking. Secret trip, we're not going to talk. We'll talk a little bit about that, but there's another trip we're going to be taking in June that some of our listeners will be very excited to hear about. So we'll be back here from LaDonna. I'm going to say it. LaDonna Cervecería. There you go.
Close enough.
It's close enough. We'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Welcome back, everybody. We are still here at, I'm going to say it again, LaDonna Cervecería. There it is.
Right, I mean, that was very Anglo-speak.
Yeah, sorry.
Nobody would look at you weird for pronouncing it that way.
Yeah. We got some more beers from the bar. I am drinking, I'm trying to remember what it was, the Big Mama, which is a blonde ale.
Is it good?
It's great. I love blonde ales. Blonde ales are one of my faves. You guys both got the Donna Fria, but infused with what?
Serrano peppers.
Yep. And how's that going for you guys?
It's good. I mean, I don't know about you, David, but I can definitely taste the pepper. Like, after I take a sip, it's very refreshing. It's a very refreshing kind of light Mexican-style lager beer. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, certainly after I take a sip or two, that Serrano pepper taste is definitely lingering in my mouth, but not in an overly strong way. It has a nice taste to it, really.
Yeah, I was going to say it's definitely a Mexican lager. It's not like a Dos Equis.
Sure.
or Corona. It actually tastes good.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit more ambery.
Sure.
But yeah, those peppers, I feel in the back of my throat.
Yeah.
My throat's a little sore from last night.
Yeah.
And so it's like, just kind of lingers there. But
Sure.
yeah, I agree with Dave. It's really refreshing, really light. Yeah.
Because I assume if we had the Doña Fria, it would look more like Tony's, kind of a lighter lager style beer. And this is actually, you may have seen it in stores, but the Doña Fria that we're essentially having infused with Serrano peppers, it actually used to be called the Doña Chela.
Yeah,
which was their flagship.
Was their flagship
basically.
beer. They first came out in stores, and I want to bring that up because meeting Sergio for the first time, I'd seen his face on Facebook, and I said, I think I know this guy because I think 2 years ago I was at Haskell's in Maple Grove, where I go to get most of my good beer because I have a huge selection. He was there offering samples of this beer, and we got to talking a little bit, and he said they were going to open up a brewery in the next couple years. And then it turned out being this place. And then when I met him the first time, I'm like, I swear you were the guy. He was like, yeah, I probably was, because in the beginning of this brewery, I was the guy going to all the different liquor stores giving out samples.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I bought a 6-pack that day. And it's good Mexican beer. It's fantastic. And it's local, That's the big thing. So I did want to bring up that tomorrow night here, they'll be doing the Wonderwall
Dark
Clouds Summit here. Yep. So I know they were supposed to have it earlier, but because of the weather, I think we had a snowstorm or something like that.
Might have been a combination of
both. So it's going to be tomorrow night here. Yep. So if you're listening to this podcast, if it's uploaded tomorrow, it'll be tonight.
Right.
If you listen to it, if we upload on Tuesday, it would have been last night. Yeah. So
it might be worthless.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to bring it up.
At the same time,
yeah,
I may get this uploaded tonight. And then
you might get it, and then exactly right.
So is that just basically a supporters kind of summit group that Dark Clouds happens to be hosting, or?
So I think they're discussing like their board member votes.
Yeah, they're voting. They're doing some votes. Yeah.
Okay, so it's just Dark Clouds. It's not.
Yeah, it's Dark Clouds.
Yeah. So that's cool. They're doing it here. I want to bring up Don Garber sent out an email to all of MLS supporters. If you're on, I think if you have the app or you've ever signed up for MLS
or bought something,
and your email's on there, he sent out an email. It was yesterday, I think, and it was a nice email. And I'm not sure if any other commissioners from other major sports in the United States do this, because I'm not involved with like NBA or whatever it is.
I mean, I can speak for myself. I mean, of the the major sports that I follow and make purchases and involved online, I've never seen an email from say an NFL or MLB commissioner.
Well, great. That's what makes it very interesting. Is he sends out this email, and of course, I'm sure he didn't write it. It's just whatever. But it's a cool thing saying thanks for being a supporter. It's our 24th season, I believe. Here, Cincinnati's coming in this year
as the 24th club.
As the 24th club, the All-Star Game is happening. We've got all this other stuff going on. It kind of lays out the season a little bit, and so it's nice. It's nice to read that and kind of give you a kind of a here's an intro to this season.
Yeah.
And he kind of ends it by he does talk about the new playoff format.
Mm-hmm. The new playoff format.
Sprint to the MLS Cup is what they call the last 3 weeks of that, where we're going to single elimination games, which I think will make things more interesting.
Yeah, I think it should have been that way a long time ago.
Yeah. But it's like I said, it's an interesting thing to see from a commissioner to send out an email like that, kind of giving you a here's the season, here's what's going to happen, here's the All-Star Game. Welcome, Cincinnati. Yep. Thanks for being a supporter. Here's a new playoff structure. Again, thanks for being a supporter. And this has been, I think at the beginning of it, he talks about they had their highest attendance ever last year.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Which isn't surprising because
the way he words it is another year of record attendance. So basically the attendance at games specifically are just keeps going up.
Which isn't surprising because, Atlanta plays in a huge flipping stadium.
Oh, right, yeah.
So they're at the top, of course.
Yeah.
In our stadium, Allianz Field, which April 13th will be at.
April 13th?
How many?
They specifically mentioned Minnesota United and Allianz Field in the email as well.
How many, was it 19th out at that one?
19.4, yeah.
Okay.
So we're actually going to hurt attendance.
Yeah, we are.
We were I think the average from last year was, it was over 20.
It was 21 something.
22, 23 in that ballpark.
So that'll be interesting. Well, actually, Cincinnati may offset.
Yeah.
Because they have I think they can hold 25, 30. So.
Okay. But, it was, again, great email from the commissioner. Made me excited for yesterday. It just got me kind of going yesterday morning, kind of like, this is the start of the season. I'm excited, So let's talk about Madison a little bit.
Do we want to talk about the signing that no one knew about?
Well, it is Madison related.
That's true. It is.
Madison.
It rolls right into that.
It rolls right into it. So
Dave can talk about that.
Yeah. So who did we sign yesterday?
Yeah. Okay. So speaking of Madison, but the Loons did sign Ali Naganzi. Mm-hmm. And again, it's been a bad day for pronunciations. I think Ali Naganzi is how I had pronounced that name. And this was first reported by Andy Greeter, by the way, on Twitter, is where I'm looking at it right now. So, but they did acquire him, and actually, but will then directly loan him to Forward Madison for the entire 2019 season.
And he's was 18 years old.
That's what, they list him as an 18-year-old Tanzanian defender.
Okay.
And he was previously playing in the Czech Republic, actually in their third tier.
Whoa.
So it's a stretch. You wonder how the scouts find these guys.
Yeah.
Right, you really do. A third-tier Czech team.
Yeah.
Is where he
like,
came
who's watching those games?
He's only 18 years old. I mean.
So he's from Tanzania, somehow found himself in the Czech Republic in the third tier, and now has signed with MLS and is being sent down to Madison.
To play in Madison, Wisconsin.
Right. So he's pretty much moved up a tier.
Yeah, and so now I have to say, this is also something that I think kind of defines our season. Mm-hmm. Because, you know what, that's going to be my go-to line now.
So you're saying this signing specifically could define our season.
We're gonna get a shirt made for you. It's really saying define our season.
Yeah, I mean it's one of these things where last year everyone probably remembers we signed 2 players from Africa, Awundu Akoo and Franz Panga, and we immediately threw them into the fire and took them onto the team. They never acclimated to Minnesota. They never acclimated to Major League Soccer.
Nope.
To the United States, to anything. And they failed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here we are. We signed this 18-year-old. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name because it's not even in front of me. From Tanzania. He did play in the Czech Republic. But we're not just throwing him into the fire.
No.
We're going to say, all right, let's send him to Madison. And he can get some minutes. He can get used to the Midwest. He can get used to the United States. He can get used to soccer in the U.S. This kind of thing is what kind of defines what the season is now. It's a realization that we didn't do things right last year or the year before or maybe even before Major League Soccer.
Yeah.
And we're fixing things.
And the nice thing about it being in Madison is he's right down the road.
Right.
So we can send guys down there, coaches, whatever.
Yeah.
Go down there and talk to him, say, how are things going? We have kind of a direct line to him.
Yeah.
And we're affiliated with Madison, so there's going to be some back and forth.
And he's going to get to play with teammates.
Yep.
From Minnesota.
It's not like last year where we were sending guys down to Vegas and, wherever. North Carolina, wherever, where there's there's really no communication. And there might have been a communication. But you're not going to get that. It's not an easy communication. And you're not sending a guy down there once a week to say how things going. You might send a guy down there once a month. With Madison, it's a drive away, and we can figure out what he's doing over there.
Right. You know, Adrian can hop on his private jet and be in the air for 20 minutes.
No, he doesn't have a private jet. He has the Heathmobile.
The Heathmobile.
I think it's like the Batmobile, but it's like the Heathmobile.
So it's more like a 1970s van.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking like he's from England, right?
So a Mini.
So I'm thinking like an Aston Martin, it's like a James Bond type of like the Heathmobile. Really it's like convertible. Like he hops in and he just like flies around.
I picture a Mini with a Union Jack on it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking the top. It's got to be a convertible though. It's got to be.
I don't picture.
It's got to be.
I don't picture Adrian Heath being a guy that's got his wind going through his hair.
Yeah, I'm saying it because he's cool. He's Adrian Heath. Yeah, the Heathmobile.
Yeah, maybe someday we can be big enough to have him.
That'd be fantastic.
We can find out what car would be the Heathmobile.
Yeah,
that's gonna be like the opening question.
Well, no, what we should do on Twitter. Why don't you put it out there on Twitter on Loons Podcast? Say, does anybody know what kind of car Adrian Heath drives?
Yeah,
just randomly.
Yeah,
figure it out. I'm sure somebody knows.
I mean, he's living
Might.
here. Do you think you'd be safe and say some kind of